Okay, live na po tayo. Share ko lang, ayan, pati sa Facebook. Okay, live tayo. Live tayo sa YouTube tsaka sa Facebook. Ayan, sa Facebook, inano ko lang. Ayan. Dahil gamit ko ano lang free lang ng StreamYard, isa lang ang pwede, YouTube lang. So yung sa Facebook, dito na lang tayo sa ano. Send ko lang sa aking mga group. Okay, wala pa tayong viewers. Hintay lang tayo ng konti. Okay, live po tayo. Differential calculus of trigonometric functions. Yan, meron ng 7, 8 sa YouTube. Sa FB ay may 4 na. Okay, so ang lesson natin ay differential calculus, derivative of trigonometric functions. So yung naunang live natin, meron na rin tayo limits at infinity and L'Hopital's rule. So yung mga susunod, puro focus lang tayo sa differential calculus sa ngayon. So sa mga susunod ay pag natapos siguro yung differential, punta tayo sa integral calculus. Tapos yung mga sa group ko diyan sa FB Civil Service / Let Review for Mathematics, magkakaroon din po tayo ng free tutorial diyan kapag medyo malapit na ang exam. So puro mga math tutorial. So free lang po ito. Nakaharang pala yung kamay ko sa FB. Okay, so let's start. Comment lang po kayo kapag meron kayong mga clarification at gusto nyo baka meron akong mistake, mapansin nyo, i-comment nyo po. Para sa mga nanonood natin dyan. Okay, so let's start. Yan, so free coaching, differential calculus, derivative of trigonometric functions. Ako muna yung Okay. So here are the formulas for derivative of trigonometric functions. Okay, so we have 6 trigonometric functions, sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. So here are the formulas. Derivative of sine u with respect to x equals cosine u times derivative of u with respect to x. Derivative of cosine u with respect to x equals negative sine u times derivative of u with respect to x. So u is differentiable function of x. So derivative of tangent u with respect to x is secant squared u times derivative of u with respect to x. And then for cotangent u, so derivative is negative cosecant squared u times derivative of u with respect to x. For secant, we have secant u tangent u times du over dx. And then last is derivative of cosecant u with respect to x is negative cosecant u cotangent u times derivative of u with respect to x. So kung mapapansin nyo, may mga pattern naman yan, madaling kabisaduhin yan. So baliktaran lang no? So sine, derivative by cosine, cosine naman is negative sine. Tapos yung tangent and cotangent parehas naka-square. Secant squared and then negative cosecant. So kung mapapansin nyo, tatlo yung negative, tatlo yung positive. So yun yung mga pattern dyan. So yung secant naman and cosecant, so dalawang function. Secant u, tangent u, cosecant u is negative cosecant u, cotangent u. So kailangan pong kabisaduhin natin yan para mapadali ang pagsosolve natin. Okay, so I prepared 10 items for this topic. So meron tong explicit and may implicit din. Okay, so for example number 1, so we have y equals 3 over 2 sine 4x. So formula is, yan. So we're going to use the formula, derivative of sine u, that is equal to cosine u times derivative of u with respect to x. So 3 over 2 here is a constant. So just put the constant sa labas ng derivative natin. So just evaluate derivative of sine 4x. Okay, so the formula for sine, u here is 4x. So derivative of sine u is cosine u. So therefore we have first, ayan, y prime or dy over dx equals 3 over 2. So yung constant, nilabas lang natin. Then derivative of sine 4x. So formula for sine u is cosine u. Okay? So therefore, ito ay magiging derivative niyan pag in-evaluate natin is magiging cosine 4x. So just copy 3 over 2. Okay? So we have 3 over 2. So in-evaluate na natin kaya wala na tong d over dx. So cosine 4x times derivative pa nito nung angle natin. So sine 4x. Okay? So minsan ito yung nakakalimutan. Okay? So now kunin natin ang derivative ng 4x. So derivative of 4x is simply constant times x. So derivative niyan is 4. Okay? So therefore, we have 3 over 2 cosine 4x times 4. Then, so simplify 3 over 2 times 4. So we can divide 4 and 2. So 4 divided by 2. So this is equal to 2. So final answer, just multiply 3 and 2. So we have 6 cosine 4x. This is the final answer. Y prime or first derivative is 6 cosine 4x. Okay, so next example, number 2. Y equals 4 cotangent 3 minus 2x. So cotangent ang ating trigonometric function. So use the formula. Derivative of cotangent u equals negative cosecant square u times derivative of u with respect to x. Okay, so we have constant of 4. Okay, so let's evaluate. So we have y prime equals 4, then derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant square u. Okay, so hindi pa natin in-evaluate. So, ayan, negative cosecant squared, just copy 3 minus 2x, and then derivative of u. So u is 2x, derivative of negative 2x is equal to negative 2. Okay, so therefore we have negative 4 cosecant squared 3 minus 2x times negative 2. Then we will multiply negative 2 and negative 4. So therefore the final answer is 8 cosecant squared 3 minus 2x. That is the final answer. So next, number 3. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1/4 sine 2x. So, evaluate lang natin derivative ng difference, di ba? So, kunin lang ang get the derivative of 1/2 x and negative 1/4 sine 2x. So, use the formula. Ayan, for the first term, 1/2 x, so derivative of constant times x, so that's simply equal to c. So that's equal to derivative of 1 half x is equal to 1 half. Then use derivative of sine u. So we have derivative of sine u is cosine u times derivative of u with respect to x. Okay, so therefore we have derivative of 1 half x is 1 half. Derivative of 1/4 sine 2x, just copy negative 1/4, and then derivative of sine 2x is cosine 2x. And then derivative of this. Okay? So derivative of 2x is equal to 2. Okay? So we have 1 half minus so cancel out 2 and then 4 divided by 2. So this will become 2. Then simplify. We have a denominator of 2, 1 half and 1 half cosine 2x. So this can be written as y equals, so we just rewrite 1 half minus 1 half cosine 2x and then put in a same denominator of 2. So we have 1 minus cosine 2x over 2. So this is not yet final answer because we can simplify 1 minus cosine 2x over 2. So we have identity for this. So we have identity cosine 2x equals cosine squared x minus sine squared x. Then if we substitute cosine 2x, the value of cosine 2x, so we have identity sine squared x plus cosine squared x. So yung Pythagorean, cosine squared x equals 1. So if we substitute cosine squared x, 1 minus sine squared x, so magiging value niya, or sa sine squared x tayo nag-substitute, so equal din siya sa 2 cosine squared x minus 1, or kapag ito isa naman ang sinubstitute natin, so this will become 1 minus 2 sine squared x. Then solve for sine squared x. So if we solve for sine squared x, so this will become cosine 2x, subtract 1 to both sides. So we have minus 1 equals negative 2 sine squared x. Then divide both sides by negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 2. So we have sine squared x is equal to cosine 2x minus 1 over negative 2. So if we put the negative sign to the numerator and then rearrange this at the same time, so negative 2 times negative 1, so that is positive 1. Negative 2 times times cosine 2x is negative cosine 2x over 2. So the numerator is now, denominator is now positive and then the numerator is negative. So this is equal to 1 minus cosine 2x over 2, which is equal to this term sine squared x. So therefore the final answer is sine squared x. So this is the final answer. Okay, so next number 4. So number 4, y equals sine x over 2 cosine x. Kita ba kaya yung sa FB natin? Ayusin ko lang ng konti. Medyo malabo yung... Uy, sumarap sa akin. Okay. Okay, so we have y equals sine x over 2 plus cosine x. So we have denominator. So therefore, we will use the quotient rule. So we have derivative of u over v with respect to x. So that's equal to v du over dx, or simply the denominator times derivative of the numerator minus the numerator and then derivative of the denominator over the denominator square, v square. Okay, so we will use this. So apply the quotient rule. So we have y prime equals denominator is 2 plus cosine x derivative of sine x minus the numerator sine x derivative of the denominator 2 plus cosine x all over the denominator 2 plus cosine x square. So we're going to use the derivative of sine x and derivative of cosine x. So we have cosine u is negative sine u, derivative of sine u is cosine u, then du over dx. Okay, so let's evaluate the derivative of sine x. So this is cosine x, and then derivative of this term 2 plus cosine x, derivative of 2, that is 0. Derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. Okay, so this term is now equal to 2 plus cosine x times cosine x minus sine x times negative sine x. So just distribute the cosine x. distribute the cosine x to positive 2 and cosine x, distribute negative sine x to negative sine x, or just simply multiply. Hindi pala din-distribute, isa lang. Okay, so we have 2 cosine x plus cosine squared x plus sine squared x. Just copy the denominator, 2 plus cosine x squared. So no need to expand the denominator, 2 plus cosine x squared. Okay, so as you can see, we have identity for this, cosine squared x plus sine squared x. So that is equal to, that's equal to 1. So we will substitute 1 for this term, cosine squared x plus sine squared x. Okay, so this is now the final answer. If you want to expand, so still correct. So, but this is the simplest form is in factored form or in square of binomial. Okay. Okay, so number 4 or number 5. So we have y equals x sine x plus 1 minus 1 half x squared times cosine x. So we have product x sine x and then 1 minus 1 half x squared cosine x. So we will use a product rule. So this is the u and v. So another u and v, u2 and v2. So we'll use the product rule. Derivative of uv, u times v is v, u dv plus v du with respect to x. Okay, so let's apply the product rule. So we have just copy x, derivative of sine x, and then sine x, derivative of x, plus the second term natin, 1 minus 1 half x squared times derivative of cosine x plus cosine x and then derivative of this term. So let's get the derivative. Ayan. So cosine u, so dito muna tayo. So derivative of sine u is cosine u, derivative of cosine u is negative sine u. Siyempre, times du over dx. So derivative of sine x, so this is cosine x. Derivative of x with respect to x, so this is simply 1. So this term is only 1. So derivative of cosine x, so this term will become negative sine x. And then this term, derivative of 1 is 0. Derivative of 1 half x squared. So multiply 2 to 1 half. So that is negative 1. No need to write. Negative 1 and then x raised to 2 minus 1, so 1. So therefore, equal na lang to sa negative x. Okay? So sulat lang natin. So we have x cosine x plus sine x plus 1 times 1 half x squared times negative sine x plus cosine x times negative x. So just distribute this negative sine x to 1 and to negative 1 half x squared. And then negative x, so put the negative sign here. So positive times negative, so that is negative. Okay, so we have x cosine x plus sine x minus sine x plus 1 half x squared minus x cosine x. So now combine like terms. So we have x cosine x and negative x cosine x. So subtraction, cancel. And then we have sine x and negative sine x. So that is equal to 0. Final answer is 1 half x squared sine x. So this is the final answer. Okay, so next. Number 6. So number 6, medyo mahaba to. Y equals 2 cosine x sine 2x minus sine x cosine 2x. So we can use identity to solve this. So we have identity for sine 2x and cosine 2x. So the identity for cosine 2x is, so we have 3 options for cosine 2x, cosine squared x minus sine squared x, or these two. But the common na ginagamit is cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So itong una. Then for sine 2x, the identity for that is 2 times sine x cosine x. So substitute the identity. So therefore we have 2 cosine x times, ayan, so sine 2x becomes 2 sine x cosine x, and then cosine 2x is cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So wala pa tayong y prime since hindi pa natin diniderivative. So just simplifying the sine 2x ng cosine 2x identity para wala tayong double angle. So wala na tayong double angle dito. So puro x na lang. Okay, so now combine 2 cosine x times 2 sine x cosine x. So we have 2 cosine x, so that, and then 2 times 2, so that is 4 sine x, and then cosine squared x minus distribute. So negative sine x times cosine squared x, so that is negative sine x cosine squared x, and negative sine x minus sine squared x, that is positive sine cube x. So we can combine this. So as you can see, Like terms, sine x and cosine squared x. Sine x, cosine squared x. So we have 4. This as 1. May invisible 1. So 4 minus 1. So that is equal to 3. Ayan, 3 sine x cosine squared x plus sine cube x. Okay, so next, we can factor out the sine. Factor out the sine since they both have sine x, so sine cube x. So we have factor out the sine x, so we have 3 cosine squared x plus sine squared x. And then we have identity for cosine squared x plus sine squared x. But there is a numerical coefficient of 3, so we will break this term 3 cosine squared x into 2 cosine squared x plus cosine squared x so that we can use the identity cosine squared x plus sine squared x. Okay, so break this 3 cosine squared x into 2 cosine x plus cosine squared x and then regroup. So this has identity cosine squared x plus sine squared x. So this term is equal to 1. Okay, so now we can use the product rule. So this is the u, the sine x, and then v is 2 cosine squared x plus 1. Okay, so apply the product rule. So this is the product rule. Derivative of u times v with respect to x. So that's equal to u dv plus v du with respect to x. So let's apply this. So we have sine x, derivative of second term, plus the second term, derivative of the first. So that is sine x. So apply now the formula. So we have derivative of sine x and cosine x. So unahin natin to, the derivative of sine x. So that is equal to cosine x. And then derivative of 2 cosine squared x plus 1. So it has exponent. So we use the chain rule. So just multiply the 2, the exponent to this. So we have 4. 2 times 2. So we have 4 cosine x times derivative of cosine x. Okay, so derivative of cosine x pa. And then plus 1, derivative of 1 is 0. So therefore we have, ayan, so 4 cosine x, derivative of cosine x. And then just evaluate this. Derivative of cosine x, so this is equal to negative sine x. So let's just simplify. So we have negative. So we have 4 here and then negative. So negative 4 lalabas dito. So we have negative, this is the negative sign. So then simplify again. So we can factor out the common term. There is common term of cosine x and then another cosine x. Okay, so we have cosine x in both terms, so we can factor out the cosine x. So therefore we have cosine x times negative 4 sine squared x plus 2 cosine squared x plus 1. Then we will simplify this, the terms inside the parentheses. We will use identity. We will break this negative 4 sine squared x so that into 2 parts, negative 2 and then another negative 2. And then we will regroup so that we can use the identity. Okay? So break this negative 4 sine squared x into, ayan, so negative 2 sine squared x and then another negative 2 sine squared x. And then regroup natin sa 2 cosine squared x. So ito na yon, 2 cosine squared x and then 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So we have identity for this. 2 cosine squared x minus 2 sine squared x. So this is the identity. Cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So it is multiplied by 2. So therefore, this is only equal to 2 cosine 2x. 2 cosine 2x. And then 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So we have identity for that. 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So this is the identity. So this is another cosine 2x. Okay, so now we can add this 2 cosine 2x plus cosine 2x. So that is equal to 3 cosine 2x. And then we put the 3 sa harap. So we have final answer is y prime equals 3 cosine x cosine 2x. Okay. Number 7. So yan, may nanonood pa sa ating dalawa. Salamat sa suporta, yung mga nanonood dyan. At yung mga hindi pa, alam ko, papanoodin nila ito mamaya. I-upload natin to sa YouTube. Okay, so number 7. So we have x cubed minus x squared times cosine x plus 2x sine x plus 2 cosine x. So for this, just get the derivative of each term. Okay, so we have, distribute lang natin. So d, derivative of x cubed, derivative of x squared cosine x, derivative of 2x sine x, and then derivative of 2 cosine x. So we will use product rule for this term, the middle term. So product rule, and then we have direct formula for the derivative of x cubed and then derivative of cosine x. So use product rule for the middle terms. So derivative of x cubed, so just power rule, so just put 3 in front of x and then subtract 2. So that is equal to 3x squared. Okay? And then get the derivative of this using product rule. So this is equal to negative x squared derivative of cosine x plus cosine x derivative of x squared. Another product rule for this term. So we have 2x derivative of sine x. 2x derivative of sine x plus sine x derivative of 2x. Plus, so we have direct formula for cosine x. So the formula for cosine x is negative sine x. So just put 2 in front, negative sign sa labas. So negative 2 sine x. Then let's evaluate this. So just copy 3x squared and then derivative of cosine x. So that is negative sine x. Derivative of x squared. So that is 2x. Okay? So we have then plus derivative of sine x is cosine x. Derivative of 2x is 2. Okay, so we have 2x cosine x plus 2 sine x. Just copy minus 2 sine x. So simplify, we can combine like terms if there's any. So 2 sine x minus 2 sine x. So that is equal to 0. Then simplify this. So just distribute the negative sign. Negative of negative. So that will become positive. And then negative of positive cosine x 2x. So rewrite lang natin. This is negative 2x cosine x. Then again, combine like terms. So we have negative 2x cosine x, positive 2x cosine x. So like terms, plus and minus. So we can cancel that. So this is now the final answer. Just factor out the common of x squared. Okay? So remaining term is 3x squared plus x squared sine x. Both has a factor of x squared. So factor out x squared. Final answer is x squared times 3 plus sine x. Number 8. Number 8, y equals secant squared 4x plus tangent squared 4x. So before we get the derivative of this, so let's use the identity. We have identity for secant squared 4x. So inspect muna if they both have 4x, so we can use identity. So remember the identity for Pythagorean from the unit circle, cosine squared x plus sine squared x, that is equal to 1. If we divide this, if we forget the identity for secant squared or tangent squared, so we can derive from this identity, cosine squared x plus sine squared x. If we divide these all terms by secant square x or by cosine, if we divide this by cosine square x, so this will become 1. Sine squared x divided by cosine, so that is tangent square x over equals 1 over cosine, that is secant square x. So this is the identity for secant square x. So we can use the identity for secant squared x or we can use the identity for tangent square x. That will give us the same answer. Okay? So let's substitute secant squared 4x. That this will become 1 plus tangent squared 4x. And then combine the like terms, tangent squared 4x. So same term, tangent squared 4x. So that will become 1 plus 1. So we have 2 tangent squared 4x. So now use the formula for tangent square. Tangent u is equal to secant squared u times derivative of u with respect to x. But since there is a exponent, so we can use a chain rule. So multiply the exponent to the constant, 2 times 2. So we have 4 tangent 2 minus 1, so tangent x, times derivative of tangent x. Okay, tangent 4x. Okay, so we have derivative of 1, this is 0. Derivative of constant is 0. So what's left is 4 tangent 4x. So may 4 dito. Tangent 4x, derivative of tangent 4x. So the derivative of tangent 4x is secant square. So we have secant square 4x and then derivative of this 4x. Okay? So derivative of 4x is 4. Okay? Then finally, So multiply the constant 4 and 4. So we have 4 times 4, so that is 16. Tangent to the 4x, second squared, 4x. Final answer. Okay, so number 9, we have sine x plus y equals x plus y. So we have implicit. We will use implicit for number 9. So what is the, since meron tayong x plus y sa angle ng sine, and then we have x plus y here. So derivative of sine is cosine. So differentiate both sides with respect to x. So derivative of sine is cosine x plus y times derivative of x plus y. Ayan, derivative of x plus y, derivative of x plus y. So use implicit. So derivative of x is 1. Derivative of y is y prime. Okay, so we have cosine x plus y times 1 plus y prime equals, so same term, so we have 1 plus y prime. Then combine the y prime. Combine the y prime, but first, distribute first the 1 and y prime to this term cosine x plus y. So distribute 1 or distribute cosine x plus y to 1 and to y prime. Okay, so we have cosine x plus y plus cosine x plus y prime equals 1 plus y prime. So now combine the y prime. So we have cosine x plus y prime and then another y prime. So combine this in the same side. So bring y prime to the left side. At the same time, bring cosine x plus y prime to the right side. Okay? So palit-palit lang. So we have cosine x plus y prime. So that is this term. And then y prime. So we have minus y prime equals, just copy 1. And then cosine x plus y transpose to the right side. So we have negative cosine x plus y. Then factor out the common, which is y prime. Factor out the y prime. So we have cosine x plus y minus 1 y prime equals 1 minus cosine x plus y. Then divide both sides by this term so that we can isolate the y prime. Okay? Ayan. So we have cosine x plus y minus 1 over cosine x plus y minus 1. So we can cancel this. So what's left in the left side is y prime. So as you can see in the right side, so it's almost the same, 1 minus cosine x plus y over cosine x plus y minus 1. So we can cancel this, but this is equal to negative 1. Since if we factor out the negative sign in the numerator, so this can be written as negative, and then at the same time arrange natin. So negative of negative cosine x plus y. So that is if we factor out the negative sign, so this will become cosine x plus y minus 1. Okay? Which is now equal to the denominator. Since they are equal, cosine x plus y minus 1, cosine x plus y minus 1, so that is simply equal to 1. So therefore, the final answer is y prime equals negative 1. So this is the final answer. Negative 1 lang pala. Okay, so last number, number 10, we will use implicit differentiation again. So sine x over y equals y over x. So derivative of sine u is cosine u. So sine x over y, so derivative is cosine x plus y. So saan nanggaling yung x plus y natin? So may error tayo dito. Hindi natin na yung pinagkopyahan ko. So we have sine. This should be cosine. Angle should be x over y. Okay? So we have cosine x over y. Then derivative of x over y equals derivative of y over x. So we will use the quotient rule. So use the quotient rule. V du minus u dv with respect to x over v squared. Okay, so apply the derivative of this. So nabaligtad lang. So we have, so this term is cosine x over y. So x over y lahat ito. Nagkamali tayo ng kopya ng pag-edit. So we have denominator y, derivative of x is 1, minus the numerator x, derivative of the denominator is y prime over y squared. Then, for this, we have the denominator is x, derivative of y is y prime, minus y, derivative of x is 1 over x squared. So just simplify, just remove this 1 since it's only 1. So we can eliminate that. Okay, so this is x over y. Okay, so now let's eliminate the denominator y squared x squared. So multiply both side by x squared y squared. X squared y squared. So para ma-cancel ang denominator. So we can cancel out y squared, and then for the right side, we can cancel out x squared. So therefore, we have x squared cosine. So this is x over y times y minus xy prime. So that this term, xy prime minus y times y squared. So distribute. So just distribute x squared cosine x over y to this term y and negative x y prime. So this for this term, distribute y squared. Okay. So we have, so lahat ng terms na to, papalitan lang natin, x over y. Nakopya ko yung number 9 nung ine-edit, kaya naging x plus y. So this should be x over y. Okay, so combine the terms with y prime and the non-y prime to the right side. Combine the terms with y prime. So these are the terms with y prime, this one and this one. Okay, so put this to the right side. Right side, so negative will become positive. And then the negative y cube, put the negative y cube to the left side at the same time. Okay? So we have x squared y cosine x over y. So this term, kinopya lang. Negative y cube, put in the left side. So that is positive y cube. And then negative x cube y prime cosine x over y. So nandito na siya sa kabilang side. And then just copy xy squared y prime. Okay, so this is x over y. This is over. Divided dapat yan. Okay, so combine. Factor out the common term. So we have y and y cube. For this, we have x and y prime. So we have x cube and y prime. So ito yung y prime. Natakpan ata itong y prime. Okay, so factor out. So we have y. Factor out y. So we have x squared cosine x over y plus y squared equals xy prime times y squared plus cosine x over y. So kung mapapansin nyo, these are this same term, x squared cosine x over y plus y squared. So we have y squared plus x squared cosine x over y. So we can cancel this since same term. Same term. So therefore, what's left is y equals xy prime. Okay, then finally, divide both sides by x. So divide both sides by x. So therefore, the final answer, y prime is equal to y over x. This is the final answer, y over x. Okay, so that's all. So I hope nagustuhan yung explanation ng trigonometric derivative of trigonometric function. See you sa susunod nating free tutorial sa differential calculus. Okay? Thank you for watching. See you on our next tutorial. Bye-bye and God bless.